When something or someone is for you, it will never have you feeling confused or uncertain of yourself. Welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, Ty Guidance. And yes, that is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. With that being said, there is no right or wrong way to heal yourself. So always and only take what resonates as well as leave the rest, and grab your pen and your paper and be prepared to take notes. In this video, we're going to go over the 5 recommendations on how you're going to start using your discernment, so therefore you know who's for you and who's not, as well as 5 disclaimers of what you need to start being aware of. Number 1, you have to be aware of that if something or someone is for you, it is not going to stress you out. I know a lot of people think that when it comes to relationships and experiencing certain things that they want, that it has to be hard and difficult, but I disagree. And the reason why is because when something is for you, you never feel the need to go above and beyond. So for example, you can want a healthy relationship, you can want a job, you can want to do something. If it is going to work out, then it will work out. It doesn't matter how much time, how much energy, how much effort, how much money. If it is meant to be, it will happen. And we know this because we've had things work out for us in life and it ended well, and you were able to learn from it, you were able to grow, you were able to be productive, it was able to flourish, versus the certain people and the places and things in our life that didn't work out for us, that caused us to be overwhelmed, that caused us to be stressed out, and it just didn't work out. Now, of course, because nothing in life is going to last forever, there are seasons, there are chapters, and there are moments. So it's like you have to be mindful of what season, what chapter, and what moment you're in. But when it comes to time, it's going to tell, it's going to reveal. Now, this doesn't mean that when you get in relationships, when you're in certain seasons and certain chapters of your life, that you may not be unaware or unsure of yourself, especially if you're not intentional or you don't know who you are or you're not walking with purpose. But once you identify who you are, what your purpose is, and what it is that you want, you're not going to be confused. So you have to realize anything that causes confusion, 99% of the time, is not for you. And I'll prove it to you. What is your name? Let me know in the comment section down below. My name is Ty Guidance, aka Ty Goddess. That's not something that I'm confused about. You have to realize that when you know something, when something is for you, you'll have 100% clarity. So if you don't know something until you figure it out, if you're meant to understand it, you won't be confused. The second thing you have to realize is that when something or someone is for you, you don't have to over-explain what you said. So my videos, my content, it's not for everybody. I don't have to over-explain what I said. I can slow down. You can turn on the closed captions so you could see what I'm saying if I'm speaking too fast or if I'm speaking too slow or if I'm speaking in a different language. You can translate it, but what is being said is said. When you disagree with people, you still respect them and you have a certain level of comprehension. You're able to understand. You could disagree with people. People can disagree with me. People can disagree with what I'm saying. But if you're constantly having a disagreement, and this is where I said anything that causes you confusion is not compatible with you. It causes friction. Whether you're a scientist or you are in spirituality or you believe in religion, you cannot force energy. So the people who are compatible with energy are going to resonate, and the people who are not, they don't have to. And you have to realize that when something is for you, it's for you. When it's not going to work. You don't have to force it. You don't have to be confused. You don't have to be stressed out, and you don't constantly have to over-explain yourself. When somebody wants to understand you, when something is for you, it will make the time, the energy, and effort, and most importantly, it will be patient. So like even with children, when you explain something to a child, if they're meant to understand it, they'll learn eventually. And sometimes too, when you know something's for you, it takes time. So like it may take time for children to comprehend what you're saying to them. It may take time for you to build relationships, healthy relationships with family, friends, coworkers, etc. It may take time, but if it's meant to withstand, if it's meant to last, then it's going to be worth it. Like when you are intentional about who you are and what it is that you want, anything that causes you confusion is not for you. You don't have to think about it. You'll know. Another example, if I were to ask you, what do you want to eat? If you have to think about it, that means you don't know. That doesn't mean it's not for you, but eventually you will figure out this is what I want to eat and you'll know it's for you. Versus if you say something and you're like, I don't want something. It's simple. Like when something or someone is for you, it's not overly complicated. Once again, even in your relationships, when you have disagreements, it doesn't have to be overly complicated. Once you realize that you cannot force connections and compatibility with certain people, places, and things, you're either A, going to accept them, B, you're going to remove yourself, or C, if you really want it that bad, it has to be a mutual understanding. Like I said, energetically, you guys have to be in alignment with it, whether it's a people, place, or thing. Then you both, or whatever it is going to put the time, energy, and effort. That's why relationships sometimes don't work. That's why sometimes you don't resonate with certain jobs or certain environments because it wasn't for you. So I'll give you guys an example before I give you guys the rest of the disclaimers and the recommendations. I applied for a job in, I think, 2016, 15, you guys, I haven't worked like for a job in a while. I've been an entrepreneur for the past couple of years, but I applied for a job to work at Best Buy. I thought I did well. I've always got every single job that I had before I became an entrepreneur. I've always got every single job that I had, except for Best Buy. I thought I did well. I applied. I thought the interview went great. They called me and they were just like, this position is filled. Da, 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 da. Thank you. It didn't work out. Looking at it now, no shade to anybody who works at Best Buy, I wasn't meant to be there. I wasn't meant to work there. But all the other jobs that I applied for, all the other jobs that I've had, such as Chuck E. Cheese, Foot Locker, Red Robin, being a server, I got. And it worked out for me, like I said, in that moment, in that season. You don't have to force certain things. And I didn't have to over-explain myself. Best Buy didn't have to over-explain themselves when they said they didn't want me to work at that job. Learning to be okay with certain things. A lot of times too, this is the fourth or fifth thing. Let me know because I forgot what number I'm on. When it comes to being aware, when you get rejected, you're being redirected. You're being protected. Everything is not for everybody. And that's why people sometimes have a hard time comprehending, because like I said, it's about the comprehension, understanding that. You don't have to be upset if you didn't get something. Why would I be upset if I didn't get the job at Best Buy if I wasn't meant to be there? You have to think, and that's going to be the first recommendation in order for you to realize what's for you and what's not, and who's for you and what's not. You actually have to think. You actually have to take the time to think. Now, of course, I tell you guys there's a time and a place to think because I don't believe in being serious all day, every day, because then you'll be like Squidward. No shade to Squidward, but it's like there's a time and a place. If you learn that there's a time and a place to have fun, have fun. There's a time and a place for you to go to work, to do your work. There's a time and a place for you to go to school, There's a time and place for you to rest, to go to sleep. Then you'll have balance. You'll be able to live abundant, prosperous life. But if you don't realize that if you want something and you're not able to align yourself with it and you keep trying to force it, you're the only person who feels like you're in certain situations or certain people are denying you and rejecting you when it's just not for you. Like, it's no reason to be upset when something's not for you because it's not for you. You're going to have times where maybe you think you like people. You want certain jobs. At that moment, I'm not going to lie, I didn't really care to work at Best Buy, and maybe that could have been the reason why I didn't get the job. But as you grow older, as you mature, as like I said, you're intentional, you realize why sometimes things don't work out for you. Once you realize sometimes why certain things didn't work out, you can be like, okay, because once again, if I am an entrepreneur, which I am, or before I decided to be an entrepreneur, wanted to be an entrepreneur. Hopefully that's not confusing. If I wanted to be an entrepreneur, why would I work at Best Buy? How is that gonna help me long term? Now, in the moment, I could learn certain skills, but it's like when you are intentional, when you know exactly what you want, you take the time to think, it will work out. The second recommendation, once you think, once you spend time, once you are intentional, is like I said, being okay with what is not for you. So instead of me throwing a fit, instead of me going up to Best Buy and being like, da 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 da, y'all need to hire me, because no. Just ask yourself, is me working out at Best Buy, or is this relationship, is this man, is this woman, is this job, is this going to benefit me long term? If the answer is no, then it's okay. You didn't lose anything. As you grow older, I'm telling you guys from experience, you're going to outgrow certain people, places, and things because you're growing, you're evolving, you're ascending, and there's no limitation to growth unless you limit yourself. You're going to change. Your mindset, your morals is going to change. That's how you know when something or someone is for you, because it's an alignment of where you are in your life. And this is why it's so important to not be overly attached. That's how you know when something's for you, when you can be okay with however it's going to turn out. And that is something that you have to practice. That's going to be the third recommendation. You have to be intentional. So you have to make time for yourself. You need to figure out what it is that you like and what you don't like. And you constantly have to work on that. You constantly have to be improving yourself, because you could like something today and then not like it tomorrow. The fourth thing, do not be discouraged. Stop surrounding yourself with people who make you over-explain yourself. Now, when you're getting to know people, yes, if you're intentional and you articulate yourself and you already know what boundaries, you already know what you want, they're either going to rise to the occasion or they're not. The people who resonate with my videos, you all are going to rise to the occasion, or you're not going to watch the videos. It's not going to make sense. It's not going to clock it. It's not going to work. It is what it is. I'm not changing. I'm not doing anything extra above and beyond to water down my message if it's not for you. Now, if you're someone who wants to rise to the occasion, you're going to be willing to put in the work, just like I'm willing to be putting in the work. But it has to be mutual. You cannot force people in jobs and opportunities to be compatible with you if it's not. So like, for example, people who are not willing to rise to the occasion to be in my life, they don't have to. They're not for me. It's not the end of the world. Like, once you stop focusing on the people and the places and things who make you feel confused, or anything that causes you to be stressed and overwhelmed, or requires just too much of your time, energy, and effort, you will start to focus on the people that are, because there are people that are for you. But if you're not willing to remove, which is going to be the fifth thing, and let go, like I said, and not be so overly attached, you're going to struggle with that. Every single person who's meant to be in my life right now, in this moment, because today is the only day that matters, is here because they want to be here and I want them to be here. And like I said, we're both mutually in alignment with each other. Like I said, we don't have to be doing the same exact things, but we do need to be on the same page. And that's the same thing with my audience. My audience, you all are on the same page. You may not be reading the same chapter. You may not be reading the same paragraph, but you're on the same page. And I said chapter, but I meant to say you may not be reading the same sentence. We should be on the same chapter. And even if you're in a different part of the chapter, you're in alignment. Overall message, you don't have to overly do anything when something is for you. So if you are over-explaining yourself, I want you to start paying attention to the reactions and the response, and realizing how does that make you feel when you have to constantly over-explain yourself to certain people. Ask yourself, do you really want to be in a relationship with these people? Now, once again, I'm not saying that relationships and certain things that are for you don't require effort and energy, because how else would you be able to maintain it? That's what a lot of people don't understand. But it's like, if you want it, if you want something, it wants you to, but you have to realize what are the requirements. Now, if you don't want to do something, then don't do it. And if somebody doesn't want you, once again, is no reason for you to get upset or over explain yourself or overwork yourself. Be okay with it. Let go of the people who are taking up space and who constantly are questioning you and making you doubt yourself. You're not for me here. If something or somebody wants to be for you, they'll be patient, they'll be understanding. And like I said, even when you have your disagreements, you'll still be on the same page. You'll still have a certain level of respect for one another. And you'll still be able to put yourself in the same shoes. So like, you may not have the same experiences when it comes to life, but you're willing to relate. You're willing to empathize. You're willing to sympathize. Everybody is not empathetic. Everyone cannot sympathize with you. And once you realize it, you don't have to be upset with certain people. You either, like I said, accept them in the situations for what they are, or stress yourself out and see what happens. I'm telling you from experience, it's no need. Somebody that's constantly questioning you, doubting you, making you jump through hurdles, that's not peaceful. That's chaotic. And that's what we want to avoid. We want to be at peace all 2025 and for the rest of our lives. We want to be relaxed. We want to be calmed. And this is something that is a skill, so requires a lot of patience and a lot of effort. So thank you guys for watching the video all the way to the end. Thank you guys for liking the video, as well as turning on your post notifications so you're subscribed, all right? And following me on all social media platforms. All the information is going to be down in the description box below, as well as booking you guys this service in your sessions. Thank you so much. I am extremely grateful. I do this for you all, not for myself. And even if you're not able to afford a session in the service, I have over 400 videos on YouTube, 300 videos on YouTube, and on my social medias. I also go live answering you guys' questions and concerns. If, like I said, you're not able to let me know in the comment section down below, or you're not able to afford a service in a session, DM me on Instagram if you have questions and comments other than in the comment section and on the post here on YouTube, letting me know, so therefore I know what's working, what's not working. And once again, this is a judge-free place, okay? So we think over here, we're mature. It doesn't matter your race, your gender, any rude, negative, anything, like I said, just block it. What's for you doesn't stress you out. You don't have to argue with people, and you don't have to prove yourself to people. Anybody or anything that's making you prove yourself, just ask yourself, is it worth it? Do you want it? And is it for you? If somebody was, if the people that are meant to be in my life, if my subscribers, my audience is for me, I'm not proving myself to you all. Okay? And neither do you. Okay? Remember that. Love you. Till next time. Let me know what you guys want to discuss if I haven't already answered any of your questions. And you guys, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Till next time. Peace.